What's up, dudes? It's your buddy 5-Bar Doom, and I just want to. I've been thinking a lot about tournaments, how tournaments are run lately. I'm not running tournaments, you know what I mean? Like, you're running a tournament, you can do whatever you want. However, there are some steps you can take to make your tournaments more fair, or to at least make, and to also just kind of like make them appear more fair. You know what I mean? Like, you're a tournament director. What ideally do you want? You want people to show up to your tournaments, you want to play your tournaments, and you want people to know that they are, you are a good tournament director, you're running a fair tournament. You want to do everything you can do to make sure other people know that you're running a fair tournament. And this is just something that I don't see a lot of tournament directors do, and there are multiple reasons why you wouldn't do it. And my assumption is that you're doing everything the right way. You're not being sketchy. But if you wanted to be sketchy, you wouldn't do this. So now, obviously, cut to the chase. What am I talking about? Posting the payouts. Okay, you're a tournament director. You're collecting all the entry fees. You're about to drop the tournament. You know that there are 10 people, 20 people, 30 people in the tournament. Based on how many people are in the tournament, before the first ball is dropped, before the first round is called, before the bracket's drawn up, you know what the tournament payouts are, right? There's no circumstance where you need to proceed any further in the tournament running process before posting the payouts. So what I'm asking you as tournament directors is, if you're going to run a tournament, before you start drawing it up, before you call a match, before you do anything, post the payouts. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, guys, we got 20 entries today. We're going to pay out 2 spots. We're going to pay out 3 spots. It's winner take all. Whatever the format might be, that's totally up to you as a tournament director. And, first place pays this much, second place pays this much, and so on. Now, why is it so important to do that before the tournament's drawn up? Should be pretty clear. If and it's it could be the tournament directors playing in the tournament. It could be tournament directors' friends are playing in the tournament. And it just kind of opens you up for some sketchiness to the extreme if you wait to post those payouts. Now, why is that? Let's say, as far as drawing up the bracket, what's the difference? I draw up the bracket. Well, if it's like a random draw, then, depending on how the bracket kind of plays out, obviously you don't know how the tournament's going to go, but you can kind of get a feel for, this person's probably going to wind up in this place because of the bracket. You know what I mean? For example, let's say you have some pro masters in your tournament, and they're one of these guys is going to win the tournament. That's fine. But let's say you got 3 or 4 pro masters in the tournament. You do a random draw, for example, and all the pro masters are on one side of the bracket. That means there's a much higher likelihood that someone on the other side of the bracket could get to 3rd place. You know what I mean? That's kind of that was one of the things I used to like about just a random draw, is even if you have a lot of good players, if you're in that easy, if you happen to get that easy half of the bracket, maybe you can get 3rd place. Now, basically, I'm advocating for you posting the payouts before that happens, because I've seen so many tournaments where payouts aren't posted. I mean, to be honest, I've gotten to the end of so many tournaments where I have no idea how many places are being paid. I have no idea. I hate that thing. I have no idea how many places are being paid. I have no idea what the payouts are. And sometimes it's even hard to tell what the prize pool is. You know what I mean? Because there'd be table fees, or you might do some scaled entry where it's beginner pays $5, pros pay $10, whatever it is. It's not super clear what the payouts are in general, what even the prize pool is, or if the bar's chipping in, how much is the bar chipping in? You know what I mean? So So let's say you're a sketchy tournament director. It's pretty easy to just not post any of this stuff and then, kind of see how the night's going. And if you're a tournament director that's sketchy, maybe you're kind of thinking like, oh, well, it's not going that great for me, but maybe I can scoot into 4th place. Hey guys, we're paying 4 spots tonight. You know what I mean? Whereas like you're doing pretty good, or like it's a draw and you got a really good partner. Oh, tonight we're paying 2 spots, guys. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Or like, first place is $60, third place, second place is $30. But or in general might be that. But if you think somebody that the tournament director would be more likely to like, is more likely to get second place, then maybe we're paying, the payouts change, $50 for first, $40 for second, just as an example. So, what's the downside of posting the payouts before the tournament starts, before the draw happens? None. I mean, I guess one downside is you have to think about it in advance. Should take like 2 seconds to figure it out, man. It's like you got this many people in. Here's the entries. Post the payouts before the tournament starts, right? So that's if you're a good promoter doing the right thing. Maybe it's just a habit that you're not doing, and I suggest that you start doing it because it definitely makes the tournament more fair, and it just makes it appear more fair to everybody involved. Now, flip side of the coin, let's say you're a sketchy tournament promoter. There's a lot of benefit in not posting those payouts, right? Or waiting until some point during the tournament where now you kind of have more information, and now you can tailor those payouts for whatever your goals might be, So, and like, have I seen tournament promoters do this in a sketchy way? Yes. 100% yes. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about somebody else. But yeah, have I seen that? Yeah, I have seen that. So I don't know. I didn't really this didn't come up because of anything recent at all. So I'm not saying like this happened recently in Michigan or anything like that. You know what I mean? It really hasn't. However, I've just been kind of thinking about tournament fairness in general, and I think you can agree that once all the entries are in, stop everything. What are the payouts? And back in the day, I remember tournament directors doing this. They'd be like, "Cool, we got this many entries. We're paying out 3 spots. Here's the payouts." Then kind of everybody knows here's the situation. You know what I mean? But I've played an infinite amount of tournaments where everybody takes the entries, gets drawn up, you're playing, and you just have no clue what the payouts are until the very end. You know what I mean? If the tournament director hands you some cash, that's the cash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you can obviously see how much sketchier it can get if they don't do that, right? Number one, are they even paying out all the money that is in the prize pool? Hard to tell, right? If they don't, because let's say, you get third place. Here's $20. Okay, was that fair? I don't know. How am I supposed to know? It's literally impossible to know. You know what I mean? You get second place. Here's $40 for your team. Is that fair? Maybe. I assume most of the time, yes. But, it would be way more easy to 100% know if it was fair is after you get all the entries in, you say, well, we got 12 people. That means we're going to pay out 2 spots. Or we got 30 people. We're going to pay out 4 spots. And you just announce it right there. So like I said, I'm not saying you're being sketchy, but I am saying some people are being sketchy. I have seen it 1,000,000%. And yeah, I think if you're one of the promoters that wants to be a good, fair promoter, an extremely easy step to take is just you take those entries in, and before you draw that bracket up, before you start drawing names, before you start partnering people up on teams, just announce the payouts. Pretty simple video. If you got a reason why you wouldn't do that, love to hear it. It basically doesn't exist. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been thinking about kind of tournament fairness in general, and this whole mega draw thing. Pretty much anytime you're involving computers, opening yourself up for some sketchiness. This video is not about that. I'll probably make another video about that. But yeah, summary of this video is, you know what the payouts should be as soon as you take all the entries, and as soon as entries are closed, might as well just say at that point, we're paying out this many spots, and here's the payout for each spot. Seems pretty fair. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.